بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أولا أشكر الأساتذة الشير بيرسونز واللجنة المنظمة، خصوصا الأستاذ الدكتور عماد الجمل والأستاذة الدكتورة أميرة أبو الفتوح. وأنا هتكلم على موضوع adverse reactions of biologics could be life-threatening. Now, what is the meaning of biologics? Biologics are described as therapeutic agents engineered from living organisms. They target dysregulated key molecules involved in disease pathogenesis. They are macromolecules which cannot be synthesized in the lab. And so by this mechanism of action, that they target certain points in the disease process, they are a unique form of therapy. They serve a modern targeted therapy. We have 4 types of biologics: monoclonal antibodies, fusion proteins, cytokines, and growth factors. The monoclonal antibodies may be chimeric, يعني 75% من المولكيول human و25% murine أو animal. May be humanized, more than 90% human, or fully human, which are 100% human. Fusion proteins are receptors or receptor antagonists, which are fused with IGFC fraction. For example, tumor necrosis alpha receptor لما يبقى combined أو fused with this IGFC, it will be etanercept. And interleukin 1 receptor antagonist, this is anakinra. Cytokines are various, and there are also growth factors. Clinical applications of biologics, initially, they came to be applied in the early years of this millennium for rheumatologic diseases, several types of cancer, and graft versus host disease. But later on, application extended to other fields: allergy, dermatology, pulmonary disease, neurology. Actually, they have revolutionized the treatment of many diseases, including skin diseases. The biologics used in dermatology these are the common biologics used in dermatology, maybe monoclonal antibodies or fusion proteins. الدرج النومنكليتشر بتاعه لما يكون فيه زد يو زو بيبقى ده معناه ان هو هيومنايزد. اكسي زي انفليكسيماب يبقى كايميريك، يو يبقى هيومن، اداليموماب، سيكيوكينيماب and so on. Adverse reactions of biologics في الايام دي دلوقتي في increasing reports of adverse reactions due to the increasing number of biologics and the expansion of their clinical applications. However, the severity of the adverse reactions are mild in more than 85% and only fatal in less than 0.4%, and are moderate to severe in less than 15%. These adverse reactions can be injection site reactions or generalized reactions, cutaneous and or systemic. احنا يهمنا اكثر الجنرالايزد رياكشنز. انا مش هتكلم على الانجكشن سايت رياكشنز وان كانت هي الموست كومن الانجكشن سايت رياكشنز. We classify generalized adverse reactions according to the time of onset into immediate onset reactions from minutes to 1 hour, delayed onset reactions from more than 1 hour to weeks, cross reactions, and non-specific reactions, mechanism unknown. The immediate onset reactions usually are described as hypersensitivity reactions. كلهم كده على بعض. But maybe immunologic or non-immunologic. The delayed onset reactions usually involve altered immune response, either by increase or by suppression. The cross reactions in these types of reactions, which are rare, the biologic interacts with structurally identical natural protein in the body. For example, the keratinocyte protein epidermal growth factor receptor. And we can get an acneiform eruption, especially to cetuximab, and this can occur after several years. Non-specific reactions include heart failure, neuropsychiatric disorders, بنشوف depression مع human growth factor antagonists, ممكن نلاقي eczema, skin cirrhosis, etc. انا هتكلم على delayed onset reaction بسرعه كده لان انا يهمنا اكتر immediate onset reactions. Delayed onset reactions may be immune complex mediated, serum sickness vasculitis, may be autoimmune diseases, يعني البيولوجيك بيغير التولرنس تو سيلف، يقلل التولرنس تو سيلف. ف we can get SLE, thrombocytopenia, paradoxical psoriasis. CD8 mediated reactions, Stevens-Johnson syndrome, and 10 neutrophil mediated reactions, Behçet's, acute generalized eczematous pustulosis, pustular psoriasis, etc. And we can get, of course, immune suppression. Immediate onset reactions can be acute infusion reactions, IgE-mediated reactions, cytokine release syndrome, and anaphylaxis. أنا هتكلم على الاثنين الأولانيين مع بعض acute infusion reactions وال IgE-mediated reactions لأن هم similar والcytokine release ده less common. The acute infusion reactions as contrasted with the IgE-mediated reaction incidence of acute infusion reactions not uncommon. يعني ممكن يحصل يعني وارد حدوثهم. The IgE-mediated reactions uncommon to rare. Mechanism, of course, acute infusion reactions are probably toxic. The IgE-mediated reactions are due to mast cell basophil activation through IgE. Occurrence on first administration possible in acute infusion reactions, but rare in IgE-mediated reactions, they either repeated exposures. The clinical features may be similar: pruritus, flushing, nausea, and other GIT manifestations, dyspnea, rigor, and back pain. But characteristic reactions in the acute infusion reactions, hypertension, and characteristic reactions in the IgE-mediated reactions is urticaria, wheezing, and bronchospasm. Anaphylactic reactions are less likely to occur with acute infusion reactions, but are more likely to occur in IgE-mediated reactions, especially, for example, with omalizumab. The commonly responsible drugs مكتوبة قدام حضراتكم rituximab في حالات acute infusion reactions, omalizumab and rituximab في IgE-mediated reactions. Cytokine release syndrome is non-immunologic, toxic. It is caused by excess release of certain cytokines. A famous event occurred في 2006 في phase 1 clinical trial لدرج anti CD28 وده led to a catastrophe والشركة يعني كان في قضايا اترفعت عليها واتسحب طبعا الدراج ده والشركه دي فلست يعني. This cytokine storm may be mild or severe. It may lead to multiple organ failure. وعشان كده لازم الشركات تاخد بالها في البري كلينيكال ترايلز ان الدراج يبقى very safe. anaphylaxis by 2019 year, more than 400 cases were reported. طبعا العدد مش كبير قوي. It is caused by the biologic itself or by additives. For example, stabilizers can be responsible for anaphylaxis. Now, a comment on immediate onset reactions may be clinically indistinguishable. يعني في overlap في clinical features. Many reports use the collective term hypersensitivity reaction to denote any one type. And so the exact incidence of each is not defined. In clinical practice, it is sufficient to consider any hypersensitivity reaction in terms of severity and to manage them by one and the same algorithm. These are the severity grades. Grade 1, 2, 3. Grade 4 is the anaphylaxis, and grade 5 is death. Grade 1 فيها transient rash وفلاش. في grade 2 بيبقى فيه ارتكاريا وديسنيا وفيفر أعلى من 38. grade 3 bronchospasm, urticaria with or without urticaria, angioedema, and hypertension. The management organism, of course, immediate cessation of the infusion and assessment of the airway, breathing, and circulation. We give intramuscular adrenaline, which can be repeated. ما حصلش تأثير بنعمل بقى في إجراءات تانية. adjust positioning, ندي oxygen, nebulize B2 agonist, corticosteroids, antihistaminics, paracetamol, and Montelukast, and for rigor meperidine, وفور flushing aspirin. على طول بعد ما نعمل الإجراءات دي within 30 minutes بنستيميت serum tryptase، وبعد 4 أسابيع بنعمل سكين بريك تيست علشان نقدر نشخص هل دي اي جي اي ميديتد ولا لا. واذا كانت اي جي اي ميديتد بيبقى بنعمل desensitization. اذا كان not اي جي اي ميديتد يعني تيست دي نيجاتيف بيبقى graded challenge. Problems with management: the non-irritant concentration suitable for skin prick tests has not been determined for most biologics, and there are no standard protocols for desensitization or graded challenge. So we conclude that biologics represent an excellent model for targeted therapy, although still expensive and cannot be taken orally. الحقيقة هم revolutionized the treatment of many diseases وبيبقوا الملجأ الوحيد لنا في حالات كتيرة جدا لما الحاجات التانية الستاندرد تفشل. Their increasing number and expansion of their indications have been attended by increasing incidence of adverse reactions. Adverse reactions are more with the chimeric than the humanized, than the purely human biologics, and the intravenous route is more liable to be attended by adverse reaction than the subcutaneous, and they are more common with autoimmune diseases than with lymphoma or rheumatologic arthropathy. Biologics are generally, but not absolutely safe. Although extremely rare, hypersensitivity reactions could be life-threatening. It is therefore prudent من الحكمة to administer biologics in hospital emergency settings so as to deal with severe reactions in time. Thank you very much.